This is the 25th day of 2025, and of course, every Saturday I come here and I do this to try and tell you what I saw, what I heard, what I read is happening in the car scene. Maybe to kwata kofe abadi abagali moro kabavuge moro. And some of the things that are going on, of course, Trump is making changes, and I'll be going through those changes that are affecting the car scene, that are affecting the car lovers united front for the love of cars, obviously. And of course, Mercantile Bank is closing. Bajita Mercantile Credit Bank, for the guys that don't know, Mercantile Credit Bank is a sister company to Victoria Motors, Victoria Pumps, all those Victoria companies. Yeah. Now Victoria Motors is the company that brings Mitsubishi vehicles into the country. Yeah. And of course, looking at what is happening in the industry, Abatunde Moroka in Pia, they are struggling. They are definitely struggling because new cars are expensive, of course. Mainly because cars are just expensive for us as Ugandans, because abakole Moroka bazitunda dollars, atefetuzigura shillings, and the shilling is really weak. So they are really expensive, but they have been struggling also because we have alternatives. When you go to a country where the alternative is worse than but here we have alternatives that might actually function as the new cars. So and Victoria Motors has been struggling, and that's probably one of the reasons why the Mercantile Credit Bank is closing. Of course, Bank of Uganda closed it. They are citing that the bank is illiquid. Mercantile Credit Bank is a Tier 2 institution. Now, Tier 2 institutions in Uganda are required to have about 10 billion Uganda shillings. 10 billion Uganda shillings, and that's the money you're supposed to have. You're supposed to have cash, a billion kumi, for you to get a Tier 2 credit institution. Of course, you can also take deposits, and because of that, people that have been keeping their money in Mercantile Credit Bank are going to lose up to 70% of the money they have been depositing in that bank. Remember, in this institution, Bank of Uganda insures only 10 million of your money. And basically all banks, 10 million of your deposits. Bobo ina million in kaga. Bank of Uganda only protects Jibaita depositors, deposit protection fund, protecting only 10 million shillings. Chitegeza gwe kwata bank emno gitekamu million 10. Singa bank yetuuka okugalawo, you get 10 million back. Kakati, now I understand why rich people have accounts in different banks. Ira nange million zange 5 ngenda zawulamu. I get 5 banks, I put 1 million because of the deposit protection fund thing. Anyway, that's a joke, but that's what is happening to Mercantile Credit Bank. And of course, what is happening is not like they don't get deposits or they don't make profit, but what happens is that Victoria Motors, especially because Mercantile is a sister company to Victoria Motors, so Victoria Motors came to its sister company and borrowed money to bring in cars. So what happens with Victoria Motors, some of the cars they get, they lease them out. Like I could go as Arthur or For the Love of Cars and we get some cars from Victoria Motors on lease. That doesn't make a lot of money at once. But the sales make money. However, the sales are slow. The sales are slow because, of course, consumer demands, yeah? Consumers want different things at different times. So kati ojja kwesanga nti tebakyatundanga bwe batundanga luli. And of course, big companies now are taking on leasing instead of buying. Then, of course, they also have cars that are in transit, and that is affecting their sales. And when it comes to paying debts, sometimes you just have to sell the things you have. And then Victoria Motors is not a company that can just sell. So the sales don't just come like that, and that has affected the money. You know, every financial year, Bank of Uganda tells people, muje mutulage, muina sente mmeka, liquid. And Mercantile could not raise that money because the other guys could not pay in time. And then Bank of Uganda closed off. Of course, now, Bank of Uganda has already paid off some people. But in Lukumi, about 1,000 people have been depositing money there with companies. And Bank of Uganda has paid off some of them. And it's sad what is happening, but that points out to a deeper problem that we have as a country. The economy is not doing well. That's why sales are not. You go to universities, go to secondary schools. Of course, secondary and primary schools is different, but go to places where people don't go there because they but if you go to places where people spend because they want to spend. They're not spending as much as they used to because of what is happening. Yeah, but sorry for the people that have been depositing money in the Mercantile Credit Bank, and sorry to the employees, because when a bank gets closed, people lose jobs. A lot of people, the people that are tellers, the managers, the cleaners, the drivers, and of course abantu abera mu field, and then people that have also been getting credit. And probably one thing for us to learn about probably banks is that whenever a bank is strange, teekayo katono, gendayo kufunayo kasente, okitegeera, because I think I've heard of this, but not so often. I personally don't know anyone that deposits money there. Okitegeera, kati there are times I've been doing inspection, then someone comes, bank ajagenda mga sijiwulirangako ne mga why bani abatereka ye abagagga. There is a time someone was buying, trying to gula Morocco, I think we were buying a Nua, and then someone said the bank that we know for rich people. And this person said this again, and then we drove. It has one branch in Kampala, and then we went. Now a bank that has one branch in Kampala, where our Bank of Uganda is monitoring. But if banks were like money lenders, a bank that has one branch, they just pack their things and go to Kenya. But sorry for what is happening to the employees, the owners of, and of course when they are liquidating assets of a bank, bayina okusasula mu abateeteka isente ne basasula ba shareholder, ne basasula n'ababanja banka, kwegamba ogenda okwesanga ng'era Bank of Uganda ntuufu baweeko million. I'll make you smile. I'll make you feel nice. And of course, this week you guys saw what was happening. Up with the past 2 weeks, news has been going around. The pickup truck given to Night Ampure by MTN was stolen. Of course, she herself said it. I did a video on TikTok about this, and I was saying it's impossible. It's literally, mechanics can't just steal a car when you actually know it's the mechanic that was there. And indeed, we found out that the mechanic took the car to be fixed. And because when that was discovered, because MTN has their brand at stake, I think they decided to just take the car to their own workshop. It is said that it just shut down, and the car did not start again. That the computer is what had the issue. Ezo pickup za masanyalaze azozibere. Mbicho vola abantu bagala ziri enganda ne muruka nti bagala enganda. But of course, and then the computer is one of the expensive parts to buy on that car. So the car literally has no problem apart from the electronics. And I predicted that maybe the mechanic just took because yabadacha abanja yakasenti, which was true. And of course, when it was discovered, people take advantage of the situation. They go for to so they found it, and then MTN took it, and then people are claiming MTN yagala jitwala ejizizayo. They can't. Urabanange athabo impo muntu ekintu katatesi kimujjako katoro MTN. So I'm assuming they took it for repair. They hadn't yet done transfer of the car, but it's totally understandable. Ampuri might not have had a TIN number. Katera bamusaba TIN number, ne bamusaba national ID, bamutere moroka yimanyage. Okitegera, and probably then this would be a lesson for all people that donate. You cannot donate something to someone that they cannot afford. Toyinza agenda mu kiwunya oba mu katanga ng'omuntu asula mu kayumba ko kennyini nyinti kalina security n'omudonatingira flat screen TV eya 54 inches bagenda ginona. Soko omujjaawo omutwale wati wabali safe olyoka omwe TV y'amaanyi. Sina kindi, don't give them a TV, give them the means of buying a TV. So me, I personally find that the issue of giving Night Ampuri the double cabin, the Nissan hard body, was a bad bet. They should have just repaired her car or gotten her a newer version of her car. Yali ajimanyi okitegeera, and then of course I saw a video of Kasuku. I don't know when this was taken. Kasuku ngagamba nti yavugako Subaru, then he went to the Mercedes Benz. Naga Mercedes Benz yamuli. Yeah, nti Mercedes Benz buli wefa ngobako byotundu otunde ekyalo kiramo kujikanika, and then he left it. And I think that's a situation that has been happening to this lady. Omukazi atunda watermelon zatunda oyinza sanga bwatika dawo kabine yo nejjula. Watermelon teziweza de million 2 oba 3. Okitegeera ng'amagoba kale agavamu tegaweza million 2, naye ng'ate emmotoka buli bwefa eyagala million 2, million 1, emitwalo 6. Okitegeera, so ng'ate eri emmotoka ye yali gojjokola ojjekanikira. Okitegeera. So but I find it was a bad bet. Maybe if they transfer the car to her name, she can sell it and then get a car she can afford or repair her own car, because emmotoka ye webannamu ekyavaamu kakasente. Yeah, but I wish Night luck, and I promised her a tracking device. if she still is up for the offer, I'm offering the tracking device for that car.
You and me, we rule the world.
And of course, a Sinotrack slept on a wish. That has not come out right. A Sinotrack fell on a wish. Well, a Sinotrack that was loaded, Yagwiri the Wish, Toyota Wish, which was a UBN 486M, at a Sinotrack Yawadi Kenya KCE 644Q, Yagwiri the Wish in Seta. And of course, nobody knows what exactly happened, but it could have been that the Sinotrack driver was dodging something, a pothole mostly. The police, of course, is investigating. They don't know what happened. Maybe the Sinotrack failed mechanically and all that. And wait, nobody was hurt there in Seta, but it's painful. Emoroka ibadde ekyalimu akasente kati fe abaagala emmotoka buli olaba emmotoka nga eyonoonesa ogamba emmotoka yange kati eyo si yange, but I feel it. But the police is investigating. I'm 100% sure this guy yayise mu pothole ng'emmotoka tebalansinze. Yes, banange ebinnya babikoleko. I think this is something that we should all be talking about. Mwena baina channels where you actually have a voice, even if you're followed by just 300 people. You should talk about the potholes. Bazikoleko potholes. No wonder you guys have seen lorries drive in the middle when they are like ngazivuga kukubo nebavugira makati. He's trying to balance the car ereme kugwa. He's trying to balance the truck ereme kwekubira eno oba eno. Kati can imagine nga agezaako gibalancing nga nasanga akanya nga atasobola kadoji nga jukire ne wali aba boda nene wali aba mukama katonda wange. But sorry for the owner of the Wish. Nkusabira ate kati Wish ogiraba togezaako gizaawo sell as is ogende weewole emmotoka endala oba ogule emmotoka endala. I've seen people that want to repair a car like that one. Eyo Wish eyo nga gye baagwidde n'ogezaako mb'ogizzeewo, it will never be nice. Normally when you get into an accident that is serious, what you do is you sell that car as it is, and then after you have sold it as it is, then no gule moroke endala. But people never listen. Kati botu bobokola. And of course, car dealers in Kampala are unhappy with the new process, the system of the number plates, the new digital number plates. I'm also unhappy. You're also unhappy. Most of you have said the new digital number plates don't look good. Yeah, tezirabika bulungi. And for me, what makes me unhappy is that the government rolled out a system they were not ready to roll out. The digital number plates were not ready. Again, the motoka zirwawo kufuluma. This is affecting the economy in one way or another. I'm going to tell you something about China here, but you will relate later. The thing that is happening with new digital number plates, the government wanted to do something that seems good. I sat on a border, I think 2 days ago, and the border number plate has like a thing behind. That's the device that the police can use to scan your number plate to see what you are about. And this is what the digital, they might be good. We don't even know if they are good yet. But if they turn out to be good, I find that this was a process that was sped up because they had to do something. Which he has to do something to make a statement. But they were not ready. One, there is no way you're going to get like a company that has about 1,000 employees and you want to replace to do a job that has been previously done by over 30,000 people. Recently, you get your number plates and go. You get your number plates and go and install them yourself. So that means the work is distributed. But now, it's only a few individuals are supposed to install these number plates. I find that that's something the government did not think about. And this is because these policies are passed by people that sit in the offices. So they don't know. So the Ministry of Works is struggling. I'm trying to reach out to the spokesperson, the head of corporate relations, I think that's how they call it, the head of public relations from the Ministry of Works to see what is going on and what they are doing about it, because business is affected, revenue is affected, the economy is going to slow down definitely, and car dealers are unhappy, buyers are unhappy. People are now being forced to buy UBSs so that they don't have to wait for 2 weeks to get their new number plates. Bid without that. Even the transfer process, if you're transferring a car to your names, it takes more time than it used to take. because of the system that is not
I
working.
woke up in a good mood. I don't know why, but I'm feeling so good, like I want the whole wood. I'm not.
And in Suleja, Nigeria, that's in Niger State, yeah, in Nigeria, there is an explosion that killed at least 70 people. And now, how did this happen? They were getting fuel from a fuel tanker, and then they were using a generator to pump. And then the generator sparked, and you know what happens with petrol. When there's a spark, which take it. And I think it was a miscalculation on the part of the people that were discharging the fuel. And of course, the people that were transferring fuel, other people that were just standing there, and normally cases like this, the damage baba bachagisoma, no one can come out and say kali twalabye twafiriziddwa bintu bwe biti bantu bwe, but 70 might just be an estimation. It might actually be more people, and that is happening. But of course, they say we are still investigating. That's in Nigeria. We remember what happened here in Chigogwa, in Matuga, when the fuel tanker still did the same thing. So I think we need to know what we should do around petrol and what we should not do. Now, this is probably something that we can appeal to the petrol sellers, our Shell, Vivo Energies, by Total, by Rubies, by Starbucks. You guys should have constant engagement with the general public, teaching them what they should and what they should not do when the fuel is being discharged, when they see petrol, what they should not do around petrol station, and probably even the fire brigade of the police, they should also do that. And I think even Ministry of Works and also Ministry of Health, which we have a lot of stakeholders that can come here. For the love of cars, tugenda baby to be kolanga, bigenda kubabyangu tujja bikolanga, so that people learn what should and what should not be done. It's sad what happened in Nigeria. It's also sad what happened in Chigogwa. I hope the families in Chigogwa have tried to recover, and may the souls of the people that have departed in accidents like this rest in eternal peace. Save the environment, to make sure they have cleaner air in the environment. So they were encouraging people to buy electric vehicles. Now, when you encourage people to buy electric vehicles, it has implications, and these implications have forced the Chinese to now relax their restrictions. They are reducing the tariffs on vehicles. They are encouraging people to buy. Why are they encouraging people? Now, EVs are very good, but they have an implication, and I think this is why the government actually reinstated the excise duty on EVs and hybrids here in Uganda. But whenever you encourage people to buy EVs, yes, it's good for the environment, but do you know what happens? What happens is that you're cutting out the car enthusiasts. Then, after cutting out the car enthusiasts, you're affecting businesses. How? A car that uses fuel uses other products as well. So you're cutting on sales of fuel, you're cutting on sales of oil, you're cutting on sales of... There are people in police that also use Facebook. Even in the ministry of Oba ministry, she yagala Facebook mukamatu sasa. Kati I'm 2026 bagenda kujjako TikTok. Anti kati tunagamba ki ekibasiza amanche bajjako. But anyway, China boba kakanye. I hope nafe government yafe nakakana with time, because Facebook is affecting things. Bachirabange ekyokusaga. And the INRIX 2024 global traffic scorecard reveals that, of course, Istanbul is the most congested city in the world. What are they looking for? They are looking at how much time people spend in traffic. Of course, Nafewane Kampala we are very congested, but Istanbul is the leader, which tegira. And they say that commuters spend they spend an average of about 157 hours in traffic a year. If you calculate the amount of time that you have in a year, then abantu bomu Istanbul, they spend majority of that time. For example, if we calculate here, we have 365 days in a year. That's about 8,760 hours. Katibo kwezo bakwesake sawa 157 in traffic, of course. And then, of course, then we have cities like Mumbai, Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo is in where? Sao Paulo is in Brazil. And then Mexico City. Those are also very congested. And then in Los Angeles, in America, people spend about 102 hours annually in traffic. And then, of course, London and New York and Paris. London and Paris are the leaders in congestion in Europe. But of course, we know why. These are cities that people love. In London, people go to tour. In Paris, people go to the city of love. And I'm curious to know how much time we spend in jam here in Uganda. Because, for example, I'll tell you that here in one day alone, you can spend an hour on one evening. And then in the morning, you spend another hour in the morning. And if you do that, those are literally 2 hours. So if you do 2 hours, 2 hours per day times 365, that's about 730 hours spent in traffic annually. Tonna barabana abagenda ebusega, because kati ebusega jamu akwata okuva emasanafu paka busega osobola omala 2 hours okitegeera. Then waliwo ab'emukono ojamu wabwe naye terrible. So you'll find that people actually spend you may find that Ugandans spend 300 hours a year in traffic. But of course, we are waiting for that report. I'm curious to see what the numbers look like. And in China, they executed 2 people. One of them is Qiu Jiahin. Tu Xiahin. I think that's a Shu Xiahin. Shu Xiahin. For him, he stabbed 8 people. And then there is Fan Huiying. Okay. The spelling of Shu Xiahin is Xu Jiajin. That's the Shushaji. And then this one is Fan Weihu. It's Fanweiqu. Fan Weihu. Now, Fan Weihu rammed in a crowd of people and killed 35 people. And why was he doing this? Is because the court had ordered that he splits his assets with his wife. They were having a divorce, and he did a revenge killing. And of course, the government has called on to local councils to make sure that people don't do these revenge killings. So they killed them. Baba say. I'm one person that is not for this. However bad someone is, I find that if someone is bad, it should not be one person to decide that they should die. It should not be a judge. You get it? It should not be a judge that sits and says, I find that that's not proper. I find that if someone has done really bad, it should be a lot of people that vote. Pharaoh came out and said, Tumute, and they voted. I find that if we are going to be killing people, even as a government, we should bring a jury of people, a lot of people, to decide. Because you remember, Jesus' killing was actually fair. People said, kill him. So it was fair at that time. For the people that believe in the Bible, it was unfair. But for the people at that time, at that time, for the people that were in that area, for them, it was fair. Because Pharaoh asked them to mujewo. Actually, Jesus even, no, Pharaoh. No, he wasn't Pharaoh. Oyo guy, Pilato. Wenda muita Pharaoh. Pilato came and asked the people, omuntu ono kubyaba koze, should we kill him or omubi bali bamuitani? Mukuru gwa amanyi bya Bible nnyo. Oyo mubbi gwe yali agamba batte. Ate yali Barnabas. Barabbas. Are you sure? Barabbas motoka. So oyo guy yoyo. So Pharaoh, you need that. Pilato asked the people, should we release the thief and kill this one or kill this one? And they said, release the thief. So at that time, guys, I'm interpreting things as they were. That's why afterwards Jesus went to heaven to be congratulated on the journey. Like a job well done. But I don't believe that one person should be able to decide that a person should be killed. It should be a jury of people, just the way it was decided during the times of Jesus. Yeah, but that's what happened in China. It's the president currently, Xi Jinping. That man says all equal that Xi Jinping. Kati Xi Jinping is spelled Xijinping. Xi Jinping. And in America here back door in America, President Trump has signed an executive order that said that all vehicle sales by 2030 should have 50% EV. yakijjeyo n'agamba nedda ekyo tekyetaagisa. And of course he has made a lot of other changes like tariffs. He has introduced tariffs on vehicles that come from outside America and parts that come from outside America. Why? He's trying to encourage people to come and invest in America and start manufacturing these things in the center of America. And of course aina nekirache yakoze n'agamba nti oil drilling, like Biden had said, because bali bagezako to save the environment, and he's saying no, we need to drill that oil, make the money. So Trump is a business person. I'm sure he's looking at the business aspect. Environment agambe ejja kwekola yokka besides oba n'omusota gweyula, so the environment will definitely work on itself. And some of the changes that he's making are going to affect businesses, people that are manufacturing things, selling them to America. But they are going to be very good for the people that are manufacturing things inside America. Naddala kati bwabanga asazeeko ku musolo ku bintu ebikolwa ewaabwe ewaka, that means it's a very good thing. But Trump is making changes. I'm curious to see what changes we get in 2026 with the new president. In today's comparison, we are going to be looking at two Toyota Vitzes. We are going to look at the 2009 model because that's a 2009-2010 model. And let's look at the newer model, the 2012-2013 model. Why do we want to compare these vehicles? Is because now we are going to be forced to want to buy the newer model, which is a little bit more expensive than the older model. Let's look at it. Both are Vitz. Both are made for the same market, a market that is looking for fuel consumption that is friendly, a car that is compact, easy to drive and park in the city. So these are friendly for students, women that are buying their first car, and men that don't want stress. Which take it. So we are looking at the Toyota Vitz 2009. Let's first compare the design and exterior. One, they are both compact, okay? They are both compact, but the 2009 Vitz is more rounder, more curvy. Which take it. They have a smaller grille, simpler headlight design. But what's the difference with the 2013 model is that it's more sporty. And apart from more sporty, it's designed for better aerodynamics. You know, aerodynamics is how the car goes through the wind. That's why you realize that it has better edges, it has better corners. It's not as curvy as the 2009, sorry. And when you look at the interior, remember the 2009 Vitz, the cluster ewachisawa chiri makati wano, so the passenger can see, the driver can see. In the 2013 model, it's brought back to the driver behind the steering wheel. Which take it up. Why? Because the visibility, if you have to look back and forth, you're driving here, but then you have to look this way to see. And but if you have to drive and then you have to look down here in the steering to see what is happening to your car, it's even much, much better. Now, they say the dashboard looks better. I've seen this Vitz. It comes with better infotainment. Of course, we end up changing it to because the radio, it's improved, but it's not the one that we want. You get. So here on the interior, of course, the new Vitz has more space than the previous Vitz. Better exterior design, more interior space, and of course, the better experience for the driver. When we look at the performance, they all come with a 1-liter engine, 1.3-liter engine, and 1.5-liter engine. But the 2009 Vitz, there are some that have automatic gearboxes, but then the 2013 comes with the CVT. Now, in 2009, you have the chance, 2009-2010, you have a chance of actually buying a CVT or an automatic. But with the newer model, definitely a CVT. Fuel economy, the newer model, the 2013, gives you better fuel efficiency, giving you up to 25 kilometers per liter. Na yenga aterie yafe, ebade to up to like 18 kilometers per liter. And of course, the 2013 model is better, gives you better handling. It's almost like a fielder. Now, when you look at safety and even comfort, the 2013 model Vitz will be much more comfortable. When you look at safety, of course, the 2009 Vitz has a lot of airbags all around. It comes with ABS, which is very good. And then there are some advanced models which we normally don't have in Uganda that have more safety features. But then the 2013 model comes with vehicle stability control, which it comes with traction control. There are some I've seen some Ractises and some Bazita Sientas that come with traction control. So traction control ekuyambako butaserera And then of course stability control kavits katono kaba keetaga mwaka ka stability ako. For the people that have driven Vits in Kabale, you will tell me. Reliability, both of these cars are very reliable if you maintain them the right way. Now, the price is basically 2013 is 32. You can buy the other one at around 25, which take it 25, 26, how we were to even less. Now, choose the 2009 Vits if you're looking for affordability, but choose the 2013 model if you're looking for something that will give you a better experience when you drive. Tip of the day. Guys, when you're going to buy a car, avoid buying a car when your relative is the broker. When you're going to buy a car, make sure your relative is not the broker. And sometimes, if you can, make sure your relative is not the owner or the seller. Why? If your relative is the broker, both of you guys are going to have conflict of interest. You have the conflict of, should I buy a car that is good for me, or should I buy a car that my brother wants me to buy or my sister wants me to buy? That conflict of interest is what we are trying to avoid when we say make sure your brother or sister is not the broker. Make sure your uncle or father is not the broker or the seller. Why am I saying this? Doing inspections, I've seen this a lot. People make mistakes because they don't want to break the relationship. And we have a feeling that muganda wangi tasobola kunziba, tasobola kuntomeza, and it happens a lot. So the tip today for you guys that have not yet bought cars, if you're going to buy a car, definitely take your brother. Take your brother to go with you akuyambeko to make the right decision. But make sure that your brother is not standing between you and the decision. Make sure the brother is not the broker. Even when you're buying land, you guys will already know. Even when you're buying land, make sure your brother is not the one that is brokering the deal. There is conflict of interest for all of us. Go in a conflict of interest, no in a conflict of interest. Should I take care of what my brother wants or what my sister wants, or should I take care of my own needs? Because a broker is a broker. A broker is there to make money. If your brother is there now, they are not there for you. They are there to make money. That's the tip of the week. Thank you very much, guys, for being part of this week's episode. I wish you a very lovely weekend. Don't drink and drive. And if you go with someone you don't know, take a kaka pira. I'll see you next Saturday, the Car Weekly Roundup.